Okay, racing to the finish line here of 2024, huh? Crap, I'm out of coffee. Hold on, roll the intro. Let me go get more. Alright, well, while the new pot's brewing, let's get into the top 10 hats of 2024. Yeah, this is, they're all ish, somehow this very similar ish. You'll see how it is. I was trying to talk about it. Um, but they're all hats that I like to wear a lot. Some of them are a little newer in 2024 that, just jumped the list. I mean, when I make the list, and I had mentioned before in a video of how I give the numbers throughout the year. Like I'll put a cluster of hats in, and I'll give it a 1, 2, or 3. 1 is red, not as good. 2 being yellow, kind of in the middle, and 3 being green and good. Sometimes I do 2.5. Sometimes I do 3.5. And sometimes some of these hats got a blue 4, which was automatic top 5 of the year. So it would take a lot to really wow me to get to that, higher level that, in that kind of way. So, all these hats were 3s, and I think 4 of them would be considered a 4. So I think that's at least some pretty good math in terms of exclusivity. Where if I take 4 divided by 72, so only about 5% of my hats were in this 4 tier from this past year of the 72 hats that I got. So let's start out. Pre-order from Toppers was this hat, not exactly this hat so much, but with this side patch, was one that I had been wanting to get for a long time with how important this All-Star game was in 91. And I went through a little history in the video when I think I did release the video on it, but basically in 91, February of 91, that's when the Persian Gulf War had started, and the troops being sent over, brought in, and there's just this overwhelming sense of patriotism at the time, and the Blackhawks were hosting at the old Chicago Stadium, and one of the greatest traditions was the national anthem. You hear a lot of times with hockey teams or baseball teams, football teams, when their name is mentioned in the anthem, like the Vegas Golden Knights, when they say Knight in the anthem, everyone shouts Knight. Or for the Dallas Stars, they shout Stars. For the Orioles, they shout O. Yeah, that's an easy one. But Braves at the end. But none of them can compare to when you start to play the anthem going forward from February of 91 at a Blackhawks game. We are cheering all the way through. It is it's a lot. It's a lot of emotion. And with this side patch has that connecting history for me. So that's why this hat was really important to get. Even though it was a pre-order, had to wait for it. Well worth the wait. Green UV is also great. But yeah, if you look up the 1991 All-Star Game, Chicago Blackhawks, And to this day, we still clap before the anthem or during the anthem. Jim Cornelison singing, and when he points, and the flag was still there, everyone, everyone in no matter if it's at a Blackhawks game or just around Chicago, and still there, people will use their left hand to point to the flag. It's just a thing we do. It's Blackhawks. So I didn't realize that while recording the top 10 video, I recorded number 10 already in the previous video. So yeah, that's why this part is here. So imagine the W flag hat is in the top 10 part here as a edit note. Kind of hard to re-edit and reshoot at the time. So that's number 10. Let's go on to number 9. So this hat was made in collaboration with Bree Delio and with Wrigleyville Sports. I saw this hat. I had to get it. Bree is funny with her sports content. Very all around baseball. Don't understand the flirtation with the Mets, especially if you're a Cubs fan. But whatever. But she's a Cubs fan first. Has Red Sox and Mets ties, and there's another team too. But Cubs is always first, and a lot of football fandom too. And this one she made really nice summer colors, nice red, nice light blue, off-white coloring in the rail of the crown here. So had to get it, and wore this on the hottest day of the year back in August, and kind of sweated through it a little bit. Saved it as much as I could, but just a nice, cool design, especially using the older Cubs logo. Kind of something I wouldn't exactly expect, which is a good thing though. Not to say that was bad. Just like how it's not the regular hat kind of people using the same kind of Cubs as always, but using the old school. It's really good. Nice job, Bree. So another dad hat here is, I believe, from Wrigleyville Sports as well, or Clark Streets. I kind of forget, to be honest. But this hat had been floating around, and yeah, I'm not even going to say where it was. But this is, I'm going to pull out the other one too, just because it goes in tandem with each other. With this, because this hat doesn't really happen without this spring training hat. This was a revolutionary spring training hat. When these start to come out in like January, February, a lot of times it's like, all right, they're just rehashing, they're doing something carbon copy to the year before. This was way different. This was really good. With the Cubby Bear, I have one here. Hold on. Because, like, you have the C, the regular Walking Cubby Bear logo. You got the C and then the Walking Bear. But to take the C away and just have the Walking Bear, just mind-blowing. Didn't exactly expect that, but this was just so cool. And I went to spring training with my mom back in March to see the team start to play. And without this hat, there isn't this hat. There's been a lot of variations with this logo being used. So these two hats are kind of in tandem, but this one for sure was higher than this one, just with the pre-existence first of that one to this one. But, dad hats. Gotta love them. So this one was a quite a late entry into the year for top hats. This one was a 3.5. This one I think could have been a 4 if it wasn't for the fit. But with exclusive fitteds, having I gotta give a big shout out to my boy Johnny for sending me all the Instagram pictures and reels and posts that this one got through to me, and this is just so cool. I missed out on my regular size of 5/8. I got the half, but at least I can, it's easier to stretch out a hat than it is to shrink one. But off-white in Chicago flag colors with the shiny 91 side patch. Like, I was just telling you about the history. Um, yeah, this was a really good gray UV, red button on the top. Blending flag would have been nice of a red flag. This one I can go either way. And all the shine, the holograph feeling of the Blackhawks face and the logo. This for sure was a top hat for the year. I just had to take a point or two off being not fitting as well, so that's why it's still tight. I think if I have it stretched, put on the stretcher for like 2-3 days, it might go to a better size. So we'll see. But this one for sure had to be in the top 10, and certainly up there. So it's in the top 5. So you had been seeing throughout the videos of my Hitch hats. The hat that started off this, what I do have, it's up there, the original Hitch hat, but the one that made me really get into it was this Orioles hat. This one is a very almost flat brim, very semi-curved. It's just a slight curve. It's not like a huge curve like a dad hat would be, or some of like the other curves that a hat collector would normally want to bend to. It's just ever so slight. It's a stone color. It's not off-white. It's stone colored, even though this is more off-white than what this would be. But I would call it stone color. It's got a nice orange UV script to it. This was just such a nice hat. This was a very fall-feeling hat. It has the Oriole bird on the side of the 90s type. The profile to it is pretty sleek, pretty nicely low-profiled in a way. Semi-profile, just looks nice. This is what started off my being hitched. And it's kind of cool to say, like, hey, so I got hitched. Like, what do you mean you got hitched? The hat. Oh, that was not a good joke, Jeff. I know it wasn't, but it's a joke. So number 3 hat of the year. They're all Chicago hats now. This one came from, and they're all from Chicago stores too, which is really good. One of them kind of a cop out in a way, but you'll see. But this one is from Stash. I think from early on in the year, this Cubs 94 script with one of my favorite side patches, the Wrigley Field 100th anniversary side patch of the existence, and in a navy and Columbia blue style, nice gray UV. This one got a 4 early. This was really good hat to start the year off with. I think this was in like February that I got it, and it's a great fit. And just the coloring, the subtlety with the red in the script. I don't know if you can see it as well. Is in there. but this one was for sure a, top tier-ish hat for me. Number 2, this one, it's kind of similar to this Chicago Blackhawks hat, using the colors of the Chicago flag, but just something was cooler about this one in blue. Just, I think, yes, I could swap these kind of out, but coming from the Blackhawk store, just there's something simple with this one that I like a lot. Doesn't have to be, fancy, just a real simply cool hat. And I had a lot of people be like, "Oh, that's a really, really good design. Like, which store did you get that from?" Got it from the Blackhawk store in the stadium. This was an easy grab for sure. So forget which game out of that, but that was it. That was the one that I had to get. So, number 1 hat of 2024. This one was in the new hype with the NHL hats. And I had been excited for years about this coming. Knew it was coming. I just was off by one season that this was going to happen. New era and NHL were going to get back together. And when I saw local shops doing some Blackhawks hats, I just had to advocate and be like, Jerry, I need this one. I need this Blackhawks hat. This is the one. So this was off-white, black brim, gray UV, nice metallic secondary logo, the Tommy Hawk C logo on the side. Nothing on the back, just perfect fitting too. Just, I didn't need to adjust it really at all. Just perfect. Perfect fitting. This had to be, number 1 hat for the year. Where it was located, where it came from, the team, of course, the design of it, and just the feeling of it had to be number 1. Even though the Blackhawks aren't number 1 in the standings, this is my number 1 hat of the 2024 standings for me in the classroom. So that's how 2024 went. It's what I had gotten. Yes, there were still some other ones that you didn't see that were like, didn't even bother to really rank. Just put them in the collection spreadsheet. But it was a pretty good year for hats. Plenty of misses, of course, and but I look forward to 2025 to maybe being more financially responsible so I can get more hats overall, and also have to see what the new year brings. So let me know what your top 3 or your top 5 hats of 2024 were, and maybe what you liked about my top hats of the year. As always, hands up to you for watching. Stick around. Keep your notifications set for my end of the year, my 2024 finals video. That, yes, is coming out in 2025. But that's okay. Kind of wrapping up the year about the channel and kind of the future of the channel too, ish. Kind of a big announcement as well coming up in that video, so won't want to miss that. As always, hats off to you for watching. I'll see you next time. Class is dismissed. Bye everyone.